Hi guys, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for Jonathan. Thank you so much. He sent in about 5 or so, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Thank you for your patience, Jonathan. I appreciate it. If anyone is interested, requesting any other type of videos, whether it be a topic, movie review, re-review, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthroughs, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box. I will get to as soon as I possibly can. And for those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. Now, The Love Guru from 2008 is the film we have today. I'll be honest, this is one of those films that I would automatically say sucks, whether in a stream, conversation, if somehow this popped up. If ever talked about Mike Myers. But I truthfully had never seen this film all the way through. I had heard his reputation, I had seen clips, assumed it sucked. I gotta say, watch all the way through, it really does suck, but it's really that awful. You could totally see why this and the Cat in the Hat film killed his career. Now, once in a while he would pop up in something, or that Wayne's World Super Bowl thing, voicing Shrek in sequels, but this really killed his career. This and Cat in the Hat. I mean, I think it won Worst Picture at the Razzies. It has like a 3.8 on IMDb, at least of this recording. And Mike Myers, I've liked him and stuff. The first Austin Powers, Wayne's World, So I Married an Axe Murderer. I like the first Shrek. I don't mind the second one, 3 and 4. I don't remember really caring a whole lot for. But this was unfunny with like a lot of dick jokes. I felt like every 5 minutes there was another dick joke in it. And the comedy from this director who... This is the only film the guy directed. I think he wrote those Librarian films, which I'd never seen, with Noah Weil. Those adventure films. I know they were made for cable. The Librarian. They made a couple, and I think a TV show. But before I go on the plot of the film, Mike Myers plays the number 2 guru behind Deepak Chopra, and he calls himself the Love Guru. And pretty much he's hired by Jessica Alba, which I didn't realize she was in this. And his job is to deal with their star player, this hockey team player, who is not doing well because he had this lady who left him for Justin Timberlake, another player, because he got a big dick. And they reference that a lot. And so he's not playing well. And so Mike Myers is supposed to help him and what his deal is. So I guess at the end of the day he's got mommy issues. Although the lady that left the guy seemed like a real two-faced, simple-minded, facetious bitch. I mean, you leave a guy because, oh, this guy got a bitter dick. That's what it seemed more like. So when she does get back with him, I don't buy it. In fact, I go, dude, you could do better than this lady. In fact, the message should have been, listen, if this girl cares about your looks or your dini or something, then you could do better. And that's what it should be. Find someone better, move on, find someone who appreciates the real you. But then they think it's the mother thing, but then it didn't seem like that's what the girl was gung-ho for. She seemed like a slut. So that whole story point didn't work for me, brother. Mike Myers, it's a lot of jokes about Hinduism. I'm not going to say it's racist. It's meant to be comedy. It's meant to be a goof. And it doesn't really make fun of it in a negative way, I don't think. So it's not, I don't think it's racist or anything. It's just not fucking funny. Before I go on, some other recognizable people. There's two hockey announcers. One is Jim Gaffigan, which I know I've seen him in stuff. The other is Stephen Colbert. Yes, from the Colbert. Stephen Colbert. Other people, Verne Troyer, which I know he's passed away. He was Mini-Me in the Austin Powers films. He's here as the coach of the team. You have these random cameos with people who know the Love Guru. So it's Jessica Simpson, Val Kilmer, rest in peace to him, Mariska Hargitay from Law and Order Special Victims Unit, which I guess is supposed to be like a nice surprise cameo because for some reason their joke is, well, I guess for this scene, their Hindu greeting is Mariska Hargitay. Oh, Mariska Hargitay. Oh, Mariska Hereditary. I'm like, is really that's the joke? Their greeting is Mariska Hargitay, so that then the joke is that he does the greeting, but it's to the person whose name is the greeting. And then, oh, we set up, here's a model of a foundation, the Special Victims Unit Foundation, and they press a button, and you have that choo-choo. Which maybe that could have been funny, but here just made me roll my eyes through the back of my fucking skull. Ben Kingsley's in the film as Mike Myers' teacher. You see him in flashbacks. I guess Ben Kingsley thought this was going to be his parody of Gandhi, I would assume. There might have been others. Oh, of course, Justin Timberlake. He's the, guess you'd say, the antagonist with a very bad French accent. I mean, thankfully the film is only an hour and 20-some minutes. So that's nice. Because if you don't be bad, at least be short. That probably goes for love and everything else. But the jokes are either, here's a rendition of a popular song done in Hindi style with a, what's that called? A sitar? I forget what instrument that's called. So it sounds like 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. Or more than words. Ba, do, 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 do. So it's those kind of jokes. It's a lot of dick jokes. Or a lot of gross out jokes. I just, because they felt Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, the second film, that came out in 1999, because that was the same year as The Phantom Menace. And that had gross out jokes, and that made more money than the first Austin Powers. So they figured, well, the reason it made money is because these gross out jokes, American Pie, that's what the kids are into today. Well, just having gross out jokes isn't enough. I mean, it's not my favorite type of comedy, but American Pie, I can say I liked because of other stuff like the characters. Austin Powers 2, I don't mind, but I didn't think it was as good as the first one. The first one is really the only Austin Powers I truly enjoyed. Second one's okay. Third one, I always forget about. But Mike Myers, I've talked about this before, but he's a guy that apparently, I don't know about this film, but he was a pain in the ass to work with. There's the film he was supposed to do, I think it was called Sprockets, based on a skit on SNL, and they wrote and rewrote and rewrote, and it didn't work out, and he's, screw this, I quit, and then the studio sued him, and that's how he got into the Cat in the Hat, saying, you're going to do this movie, or we're going to sue you, and you don't lose a lot of fucking money. You're giving us a movie. You don't do this movie. Shut up. If it was this movie, I would believe it too. Apparently not. I mean, I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. Just to go through some of the jokes, which I did write down because I know that if I didn't, I would fucking forget about it. There's the opening when he's doing his 9 to 5 song and how does he get his breakfast. There's an ostrich and it farts out an egg in front of him. Shits out an egg. When he's cleaning up, he's flossing, but then at one point the floss is up his nose and the guy's pulling it out of his ass. So you see a side shot out of the nose and out of the ass. They show a flashback to when him and Deepak Chopra are kids, and it's a little kid, but it's Mike Myers' head on it, and it looks really awful, the effect. I'm sure they could say that's done on purpose. It's meant to be awful on purpose to get more of the joke. It just looks awful and stupid, and it's like, it's fucking stupid. Ben Kingsley plays his role completely cross-eyed, because being cross-eyed is funny, I guess. And then he pours like tea through his nose and goes into there. And then when Mike Myers gets it, there's a nose hair in it. Because that's the jokes in this. Or in the present day, he's asking his assistant, are there boogers in my nose? So he puts it, are there any bears in the cave? Oh, there's a little cub in there. Well, when I was in there, I was whistling, and his nose whistles. So, booger jokes. That's where we're going down to booger jokes. You any boogers? There's a scene with like all those cameos, like this Val Kilmer and Jessica, and like literally one, then boom, and boom. Here's the cameo scene. There's a bit where he's going to try to talk to the former wife, girlfriend, however you want to put it, of the hockey player. So he goes there. Justin Timberlake is there. And he is attacked outside by a chicken. Or a rooster, as you say. By a rooster. Because that shit's funny, it is. There's a scene when he is giving the girl this apology letter. She's not having it. Later on, he's riding an elephant. The hockey player goes, well, how did she feel about the apology letter? Well, let me show you with this elephant. And the elephant just takes a big dump consistently. A big fucking shit out of his fat ass. Fatter than Rosie O'Donnell's ass. But only by that much. Just a fat ass, shin out. Elephant shit. Makes sense. This is a pile, as Jeff Goldblum would say, one big pile of shit. I mean, I would say this was even worse than the Cat in the fucking Hat. Because the Cat in the Hat, you can maybe argue that some of the art direction or set design was decent because it's trying to look like Dr. Seuss. Now, Cat in the Hat was more annoying, so probably maybe more pissed. Both, I think, are awful. But if I have to choose, this is probably technically more awful. But I still hate Cat in the Hat. But goddamn, man. You wonder, like, these people that spend all these millions of dollars. This costs, what, 40 million or something? Or I don't know how, but, like, they spend all this goddamn money, and they're sitting there going, yep, this will be what people want to see. So let's film an elephant taking a gigantic shit. And audience... Bravo! Yes, this is funny. This is hilarious. To who? To who? Or he does this move in the hockey player and says, if I do a twist, you don't shit your pants. Oh, wait a minute, here's some Depends. It was a big advertisement for Depends. I think I twisted my finger and you need to change your pants. Or a flashback where it's about distraction. Ben Kingsley's teaching about distraction, which will lead to later in the film. And the distraction is he pisses in a bucket, and we're going to play Stink Mop. And Mike Myers is fighting a guy who's got a pissy mop, as if it belonged to the toxic fucking Avenger. And the pissy mop is spraying on people. And then Mike Myers gets hit in the face with with piss stank. Just like his career got hit with this piss stank of a movie. He'll see a corn dog and, oh, is this a dog's dick? He doesn't say dick, but is this a dog's? Am I being punked? I think he says that. But he does think that the corn dog is a dick. I'm saying they don't. So you know who Oprah is, you know what all these things are, but you don't know what a corn dog is? Okay. There's a bit with him and the hockey player. They go to a bar. They get into a bar fight. There's this running joke where they do something, so the guy looks down, and it's called ball gazing. So tricking you to look at the other person's balls. That's a running joke. Jessica Alba, he falls for her. He's got a chastity belt that sometimes thunk, as in he got a boner. And I don't know why Jessica Alba will fall in love with this fucking guy, so you don't buy it at all, at least the way I look at it. Jessica Alba is not the greatest actress. You know, what has Jessica Alba even done lately? I'm sorry that I'm looking this up. I'm just curious. Because I get on these tangents, and then the reason I go over here and look up stuff, because I know I'm going to forget it. But, I mean, she was in Sin City, Idle Hands. I liked those films. The remake of The Eye. The Fantastic Four movies. Machete. Forgot she was in Machete. She was in Little Fockers. Mechanic Resurrection. Yeah, I like that film, actually. She's whatever. So she was in Trigger Warning. Well, that's ironic. Just call that Trigger Warning. As a Steel Special Forces officer. Yeah, I'm sure I would buy her as a Special Forces. Sorry. She starred in a Flipper TV show in the 90s. Or one of the stars. So she's going to be in the Maserati, the Brothers sports drama. So there you go. I was just curious about that, but not the best actress. I mean, I would say she's serviceable. I'll take her over Megan Fox, I'll be honest, and she's good to look at. Verne Troyer is the jokes about him being short. I almost chuckled at the fact that his office is the same size as him, so the other people kind of have to kneel down. There's a bit where he fakes a heart attack and they gotta do the paddles, and he flies off like a torpedo into the goalie net. As stupid as it was, that almost got a chuckle out of me. Maybe because, I don't know, slapstick pratfall is probably more my kind of comedy compared to gross out humor. But if that's the thing that almost gets a chuckle out of me, then that's a pretty damn bad comedy, in my opinion. Oh yeah, there's the bit with Mike and Jessica where they're having dinner, and the dough looks like a pair of balls. So it's called Nuts in a Sling. And a bunch of jokes about that. The guy cooking it, and Mike Myers is reacting as if it's his own balls being touched or his own balls being burnt. Him, like, getting the guy back with the girl felt so fucking half-assed, where the team's still losing the games. They want him to create results, do a shortcut. He doesn't want to do it, but he really wants to get on Oprah. So, which, great. Another thing I don't like, Oprah fucking Winfrey. I do not like Oprah fucking Winfrey. I think she's full of fucking shit. That's a whole other thing. Whole other conversation. But fuck thin or fat Oprah, fuck both of them. Thin or fat, I don't care. She's full of shit. She creates one persona when you tell she's a completely different person behind the scenes. I would guarantee it. Anyway. So he makes up a lie. The guy gets back with his girl. Then she's completely supportive of him. Playing well in this montage of games. And then it gets to the last game. They face off against Justin Timberlake's team. Timberlake says the word damn, which triggers the hockey player, because that was something that the girl had said to him. I'm like, yeah, because your girl's a fucking bitch. She's a two-faced hoe. She went to this guy for his dick. If she could leave you that easily over, I guess you didn't want to, like, it seemed like the worst he did was he didn't want to talk about his mom or something. Like, come the fuck on, dude. Don't take the girl back. I don't know if there was stuff cut out or just written that shittily. I know that's not a word, shittily, but I'm making it up for this. So in order for distraction, I guess to help him, Mike gets two elephants into the hockey, the ice, and they fuck. Remember the song in Eyes Wide Shut, the trailer? They did a bad, bad thing. Boom, boom, boom. They did a bad, bad thing. So the elephants are fucking while Stephen Colbert and his buddy are announcing it. And it was like they're getting hot and bothered by it, and the audience is watching. I'm like, well, this scene here is the film. But it's the audience getting fucked. In the ass. With no lube. Not even a thank you. Not even a goddamn reach around. Don't even have the courtesy to do that. Fuck you, you selfish movie. You prick. If you don't want to fuck me, give me a reach around and let me finish at least. You piece of shit. This is a piece of shit. Ultimately, he confronts his mother. That takes like 30 seconds, and everything's hunky-dory with the guy and his wife. And I'm like, she shares some of the blame too. Like, she just leaves him and like, hey, this guy, the dick. Okay. And then at the end, hockey player makes the points. He makes the shots. Win the game. Mike Myers and Jessica get together. They dance together. Then the movie's over. I forgot what song was at the end. I really did. I don't care. Does it fucking matter? No. I can only say, I'm glad it was a short film. idea if it's going to be bad, at least be, you know, an hour, 20 minutes, so it's not too much of a waste of time. But yeah, lame ass jokes, unfunny script. I don't know if I would say Mike Myers did a bad job acting. It's just, why this material, guy? Why? Why? Anyway, I know he did a joke about this on SNL when that film The Interview was out, and there was the whole thing about, well, you can't show it in theaters or the theaters will get bombed. And then as Dr. Evil, he said, if you want to send a bomb, they should have showed the Love Guru. So he's, you know, making fun of it. You know, he knows. I mean, at least he knows it was a bomb. I would hope he would know it's a bad movie, too. But you know, take that for what you will. I know he did that one, I guess it's a film. Not the something verse. Because there's a clip I keep seeing on YouTube where it's like him and a guy dressed up in a Shrek outfit. I don't know what that is. I've never seen it. Might have been I think it was a Netflix thing, I believe. I never heard anybody else talk about it, so I don't know. I mean, doesn't mean Mike Myers doesn't deserve another film. No. Like, he does bit parts. If he did a new comedy, not a sequel, not Austin Powers or Shrek sequels, which I know they're doing Shrek, but like an original comedy, you know what I would like to see Mike Myers do? I want him to do a film like So I Married an Axe Murderer. Not a sequel, but a film where he plays himself. A film where he plays himself. Sure, he gets into a goofy situation or a crazy situation or a unique situation, but it's just him playing a version of himself. Maybe it would fail, maybe not, but would I be willing to see him in a film like that? Sure. But again, I didn't see that film I mentioned, whatever the film, can't remember the title. Maybe he does in that, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, I would not be surprised that if they try to do a Wayne's World sequel one day. I know they did the Super Bowl thing, but I would not be surprised if they do a Wayne's World 3. And I didn't even like the second one. I know a lot of people do like the second one. The second one I didn't find funny at all. Each time, I've seen it multiple times, I still forget about it. I know it's about a concert. There's some cameos from people. I think Christopher Walken and Kim Basinger are in it, I think. Say I think because I don't remember. Anyway. Thanks for watching. Take care. Fuck this movie. See you guys later. Bye-bye for now.